Adam, nobody wanted to call in and share old think tank stories.
That's not surprising. Most of those stories would be incriminating, and everyone is thankful for the think tank days in the past when there were no cell phones and no social media.
Cheers to that.
It's showtime. This is The Ski Show, the ultimate show ski podcast, and your one and only source for all things show skiing, bringing you news, knowledge, and interviews with the legends and stars of our sport. Here are your hosts, Matt Heilman and Adam Schaller.
Welcome to The Ski Show, still the only media on the planet dedicated to the sport of show skiing. We had a fantastic last episode, the Women of Freestyle, incredibly popular episode. If you have not checked that out, please give it a listen. Those ladies are inspiring. What a great episode that was. Today we're talking a little bit about Think Tank and the history of Think Tank, and we're going to preview the award show. We're going to dive in and chat a little bit about that because we are on the eve of the award show.
Yeah, today's episode is sponsored by Flyman Skis, custom-made jump skis and featherboard swivel skis at affordable prices. You can get yours at flymanskis.com, and by The Board Shop. All your summer and winter board sports gear is yours at bswake.com.
So we put out this post to get Think Tank stories. Like, what a great episode idea. If everybody would tell the shenanigans that happened back in the day at Think Tank, and nobody called in. Nobody wanted to share their incriminating stories. Brad even looked for voice-changing software if people wanted to call and have their voice not identify as them. So no, nobody called in, Adam.
Not a single call-in.
No.
Well, I mean, I remember, so this would be late 90s when I first got involved with...
Yeah, when was your first Think Tank?
Mad City. I would say, I started on Mad City the summer of 97. So I think my first Think Tank would have been 98.
Yeah.
And I remember because, I went to college with, Dan Wong, and, he was telling me about this, and he's talking about this think tank. I'm like, what is it? What is think tank? How is that related to water skiing? Anyway, we got this at the time. It was at the Olympia. Yep. And yeah. I mean, it was, I can't even remember how many people were in our room. I mean, that was the thing, right? You just piled as many people as you could in a room. Didn't matter. We were all college kids, and, I remember that was when they had, Matt, do you remember when they had the indoor doubles competition?
Yes, that was huge.
That was the Friday night, right? That was the Friday night event. The indoor
and I don't think
doubles.
anything, so that was the thing. So you go at Olympia, that was the thing you do. You'd want to get there early. We would get there at noon, start pre-partying. But they had a full bar in the room. Skip Gilkerson used to host the Mastercraft doubles competition.
Yep.
He's on stage. Multiple doubles competitors. I competed in it with Sarah Straub. We competed a couple times in Olympia, but it was huge. The room was full.
It was standing room only.
Yeah.
It was a rowdy crowd. Yeah.
And once that sort of faded, then there were years where the Friday night was a struggle to figure out what it was going to be. And thankfully, we ended up being able to partner with them with the award show. I think that's been a fun Friday night. But that was great back in the day.
And they used to have the fashion show, too. Oh, it was the doubles
Saturday
competition.
lunchtime fashion show. Yep.
I think they used to have it on Friday night, too.
Didn't they?
It was a Friday night thing, and then I think I got moved to Saturday.
All right. But my first think tank was 89 at the Holodome in Stevens Point. And that
was it true that think tank got kicked out of the Holodome?
It's possible because that was wild because the Holodome, was this big open courtyard, and all the rooms and multiple stories of them
all
faced
the court.
into the dome. And imagine the shenanigans and chaos and noise. They had pyramid building right out in the Holodome area.
Yeah.
But that was my first in 89. I was 14, 15 years old, and we went. My parents took us to our first think tank at the Holodome, and then, those days in Oconomowoc at Olympia Village were like our prime, like, social days, our college and through our 20s, and that was so fun. Like, they had live bands, so they would have when those days were so big. They had Friday night. They would have the doubles, and Saturday night there were actually two. There for a few years there were two separate areas. There was a live band in one place and a DJ in the other, and you could bounce around. People would go and hang out and dance and drink, and it was a full-on social both nights.
Yeah, I remember the dance, the DJ, like after that was a big thing.
Yeah,
and I can tell you, here's one story. And it's appropriate. It's fine.
All right.
I believe it was a Friday night, and it was at Olympia. I don't know what year, and I don't even remember the names of people involved. Doesn't matter. So there was a group of Mad City guys all in one room, and we were out having a great time. Friday night, Saturday night, I don't remember. For whatever reason, another group of guys our age, I'm assuming it was from a rival team, were not happy with us. I don't know what we did. I have no idea. Anyway, the night ends. We go back to our room, and this group of other guys like follows us back to our room. And we're in our room, and they're pounding on the door. Like, let us in, and there was swearing involved, and we're like, what did we do? Anyway, finally it goes quiet. We're like, thank God, we go to bed. And all of a sudden I hear a trickle.
No.
They are peeing on our door.
No way.
Yes. Oh,
Peeing
awesome.
on your door. That's the
Peeing
way
on our
to
door.
stoke a
Yep.
rivalry.
They showed us.
Peeing on your door. That's hilarious.
Yep.
I got one from Olympia. To be nameless, the person. So, like, we're probably early 2000s. I was married to my first wife, actually. I had probably been newly married a year or two, and then we're at Olympia. Let's call it 2001, 2002, whatever. We're all hanging out in the bar, and I'm talking to a woman from another team. And I've got a cocktail in one hand, and I've got my hand in my pocket. I'm just hanging out. And we're talking for like an hour. There's a big group of people. We're just shooting the shit. We're talking and talking. I at some point, just naturally, I switched hands with my drink and put my other hand in my pocket. And now my drink with my wedding ring is facing out. And she goes, "You're fucking married? I just wasted an hour on you." She had no idea, and this conversation had been going on. And she noticed the ring, and she was like, in shock, like, God dang it, I just wasted my time on you. Those were the days. That bar was packed at Olympia Village.
Yeah, for those of you that are not familiar with Olympia, it was in Oconomowoc.
Yeah.
It is no longer there. I mean, they tore it down. But it was a big hotel resort facility, and it had a ski hill.
Yes.
I mean, not a mountain, barely even a hill. I think it was originally a landfill, and they turned it into like a one chairlift ski hill. And I do remember stories. I never participated in this of somehow people middle of the night got a hold of like lunch trays from the restaurant.
Oh yes.
And were sledding down the ski hill on lunch trays. So, yep. My first year, Dave Raisin, in his rusty blue Chevy Cavalier, had a personalized license plate that said "One Skip 96."
Yes, he did.
And that license plate at Think Tank was removed from his vehicle,
stolen,
and was never recovered. I don't know where that went or who did it, but
yep, those are the days, man. Think Tank is such an awesome event. We're going to talk to Cathy Luiting here in a minute about some of the history of it, but like tremendous memories, tremendous learning. Like for me, I learned the most and found knowledge and love of the sport literally at think tank. Like I was a nerd at 20 years old, going to judges Q&As and all sorts of tanks and clinics to just soak it up, to soak up knowledge, and the amount of people that I learned from there was just immense. Like it was so great. So besides the social, like that's where I feel like I gained the most knowledge, was year after year going to think tank and learning and collaborating and talking with people that knew way more than me and were smarter than me and been in the sport longer, and then you develop this love of it, and it was awesome. So yeah, can't wait to talk to Cathy here in a second. Before we get to her, Adam, we got our award show at Think Tank, and one of our award show sponsors, as always, is Flyman Skis, and they're primed for a big year. They continue to pump out custom-made jump skis and featherboard swivel skis, but they're also getting involved in the sport in other ways.
That's right. Flyman Skis is hosting a series of tournaments that will feature both freestyle jump and swivel, and they will be live streaming several events, starting with the All-American in April. If there's an event this year, you can bet Flyman will be there in some way, shape, or form.
Yep, and top skiers in both freestyle and swivel are riding Flyman skis, and you should too. Check them out at flymanskis.com. That's flymanskis.com. Side note, Flyman, Jack Lyman will be president of Think Tank, and they're going to do they got a little announcement about their series and some of the locations and prize money that they're putting up this year, so it'll be fun. So,
awesome. Look forward to it.
The award show. Well, joining us today on this episode to talk all about the history of Think Tank is longtime Think Tank chair, Hall of Famer, Cathy Luiting. Cathy, welcome to the show. Thanks for being here.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
You bet. Cathy, I got to tell you, I really didn't know how long Think Tank had been running until it kind of, it came out that this is the 50th year of Think Tank. Like, holy smokes. And you were there from the beginning?
No, I was not. I started actually in 1983 was my first think tank, but
Okay.
I was blown away by everything that was going on. So in 1984, what they used to have is this hospitality suite, and that was how they funded a lot of the think tank events. Was they'd buy a bunch of alcohol and then sell drinks, or not sell them because we couldn't technically sell them. They would get tips for them. And Susie, it was Jensen at the time, Susie Rorty was the bartender when I first got there. And every time you wanted a drink, she would slam this tip bucket in front of you. And if you didn't put in enough money, you would only get like a little quarter inch of a drink.
Wow.
So
Think Tank was founded on alcohol.
Oh, well, maybe.
Maybe that's why it lives today in its
Yep.
form. Like that's amazing.
Well,
This all makes sense. It all lines up.
yeah, through the years, it went from think tank to drink tank. And
Yeah.
But
So how did it begin? Like, so obviously you didn't come into your first think tank till 83.
yeah.
Who started it and how did it begin?
Well, it started up in Wisconsin Rapids, the aqua skiers, but it was basically a 3-event event. I mean, it was all 3 eventers talking about, what they were going to do for the season, looking at new products, new equipment. There was some barefooting involved at first. But yeah, we didn't start taking over until the early 80s, I guess. From what I understood. And even like the first one that I attended, I think there was like a pyramid clinic and a how to write a show type of thing. Skip was always very active at that time with different clinics. So, but it wasn't like, like you see today, the calendar of events and the schedule is just crazy. It was, I think, 3 or 4 different breakout rooms set up, and that was it.
So it started back in 76, right? That would make it 50 years.
Yeah.
Ish. All right. And it started as a 3-event with the aqua skiers. Cathy, where was it held in 1983?
That was in Madison at the Holiday Inn Convention Center off of the Beltline over there. That
Yeah,
I don't
okay.
think it's there anymore, but Yeah, it was crazy. And at that time, we were basically taking over the hotel. That's how many people were going back then. So pretty fun.
And so like it started as 3 event, and then since show kind of became the main focus of it, has it still always been multidisciplinary? Has that always been at least some component of it?
Yeah. So when Scott Coley was president, he really, really pushed to get like the disabled skiing and more barefoot representation, more 3 event representation, because we did start to go very heavy into show, but we started losing the other sport disciplines. Scott was also really good with the collegiate skiers and bringing them in. They would have their own convention, and for a few years, they actually had their convention with us, which was a great addition to the whole event. I mean, just having more people there. And as you know, there's a lot of crossover skiing in collegiate with show. So it's a great addition for show skiers as well.
Cathy, when was the heyday of Think Tank? Like, when was it at its biggest? I mean, do we have attendance numbers from 30, 40 years ago? Any
I
idea?
don't, yeah, I don't have those numbers. I would say it was more during my tenure, and not because it was me doing it. It was just society at that time was a little bit different with show skiing and all that stuff. Um, but yeah, we were up to over 1,000, 1,500 attendees that actually would sign in and come to Think Tank. So yeah, it got huge. I mean, the
Was that
banquet.
like late 80s, early 90s through the 90s? It was kind of around those numbers, like peak time.
Yep, yep. Like at the holiday or the Olympia, we actually, for the banquet that night, we would have to go set tables in the lobby area outside the grand ballroom there because we just didn't have enough space for more tables. It was crazy.
I
But we,
remember Olympia. That was like my like
Olympia.
core
Yep.
memories when I was in my mid to late 20s when it was at Olympia. I remember being at the banquets. I remember people tying balloons to dinner rolls and flying them through the room at the banquet.
yep, and
And you'd have to
there was
break
a
off
lot
the
of
right part of the
creativity.
dinner roll so that it would float properly, and then it would kind of float through the room. It was hilarious.
A lot of great
Yep.
things getting done
They
at Think
stopped
Tank.
putting balloons as table decorations after that.
Yeah, no, Michelle Mikey's son makes all the table decorations now. They're absolutely incredible, but yeah, those were some fun times.
Yeah, that's
Cathy, real
amazing.
quick, walk us through the different locations of Think Tank. So, Madison, Holiday, or Aqua Skiers started there, Wisconsin Rapids, and then Madison. Where was it after Madison?
We went up to the Stevens Point Holodome
Yep. Okay.
for a few years, and then we were over to Olympia, and then back to the Holodome, and then I can't remember. Oh, then
Green
we went.
Bay.
That was, but we had to go to. We went to Chula Vista first
Mm.
because we were. I was touring a property. I don't remember where anymore, and I ran into Tom Deal, and he's like, "I don't know why you're not having that up in Wisconsin Dells." And I'm like, "Well, it's kind of cost prohibitive." He goes, "Let me take care of that." So he actually set us up with a woman that was phenomenal to work with from Chula Vista, and back then they were very hotels wanted to negotiate your contracts with how much you had to guarantee your food and beverage and all that stuff. And I mean, that's a nightmare for you when you're like,
Sure.
I don't know who's going to attend. Everybody signs up at the last minute, which I mean, it's just that's water skiing. um, but they wanted definite guarantees, and back then it was hard to do. So Chula was very flexible with us. After the first year, even more so, when they saw that we were actually putting good numbers for food and beverage in the hotel. So yeah, so Tom kind of made us take that turn, which turned out to be perfect. Then we kind of had people saying, "Oh, we've got to move it around the state a bit." So we tried Green Bay. That didn't go as well because there just wasn't the attendance because of people traveling from the West, Minnesota, Iowa, had to travel further to get
Sure.
there. So then we went to Grand Geneva, and Hans Hauschild actually helped us get in there. And then did that for a few years, then back to Chula, and yeah, I think that's where it should stay.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Great history of that. Last question for you on Think Tank. You've been involved for 40 plus years of Think Tank and have seen its different iterations as we've talked about. Did you envision, like, when you first started, that this would still be going 50 years from its birth?
It's funny because I was there for the 25th, and I was the think tank chair then, and one of the past chairs came up and gave me a big hug and said, this is so cool that this is still going on, and that's how I feel with Michelle. I mean, thank you to Joel for taking over after I stepped away, and then to Michelle as well. I hope there's somebody in the future that's going to take it on and just keep doing it, because for the sport, it's a great event. And it gives skiers the time to be social with other skiers without the pressure of tournaments. And yeah, great fun event. And
Yep,
Awesome.
It's fantastic, and we thank you for all the time you put in over the
Yes.
years to make that event what it is, the energy behind it. That's really what it takes, is people with energy for an idea to rally around it, and it is, you said it right, it is great for the sport. So thanks for being on the show today, Cathy. Really appreciate it.
yeah, thank you. Thanks for highlighting Think Tank, and we'll see you there.
Sounds
Sounds
great.
good. Thanks, Cathy.
You bet. Bye.
Bye. Well, it was great having Cathy on the show, and we might be talking show skiing, but it's still winter sports season for many, and you need to make sure you check out the board shop for all your needs.
Yeah, that's right. They've got everything you need to outfit you and the whole family. Skis, boards, boots, bindings, jackets, accessories, and so much more. They've got the top brands and great prices.
That's right. The Board Shop has been on the podcast from the beginning, and you need to make sure you check them out, whether that's for your winter sports or you're looking ahead to spring break and summer to get outfitted. They've got it all. And I was just down there a week ago, took Eli. They had no school last Monday, and Eli wanted to get ready for spring break. So he's looking for gear. He got a new vest. He actually bought a wake skate. He's looking for wakeboard bindings. And Jason Richling and the Board Shop had it all. Their shop is gorgeous. If you haven't been there in Lake Geneva, it is awesome. We had a great trip down there, and thanks to Rich and the staff, really great. So check out their shop in Lake Geneva or hop online at bswake.com. That's bswake.com. All right, well, let's dive in a little bit and talk about the award show. We're going to sort of preview just a brief conversation as we head in. We're on the eve of the show. I have had a chance to preview the video production, and in particular, the opening highlight video is going to blow people away. Nick Drees put his best video together, like the way that it goes with the music, with the lyrics of the music. It's amazing. So when that comes on, I hope people are paying attention and listening, because it is a banger of a 2025 highlight video. I'm so excited for that.
I mean, that's awesome. I remember the first highlight video we put together for the very first show was phenomenal, but You know what? He knows what people like. He's gotten better at things, and he's getting more, more and more video is being shot. And of course this is going to be amazing. It's just, thanks, Nick. We're super excited to see this.
Yeah, Nick puts together our video production. Unfortunately, he won't be at Think Tank. He has work calling him away out of the country, and he's bummed about that. So we got our man Brad Satterley is going to help run the production during the award show. But Nick put in so much work behind the scenes. We really appreciate that. As we look ahead, we got 32 award categories, Adam, and I was
32.
going through some of the results. Actually, Adam, this is the first time you have not been privy to the results. Normally, you are. And usually you and I, Brad, Nick, know the results, and that's about it. You asked to not know. You sort of want to host on stage and not know the results, which is fun.
I like surprises, and just like announcing a tournament show or a home show, there's always lots of surprises.
Yep.
And I don't have a very good poker face, so this will be fun.
All right. It will be great. There were a handful, looking back at the voting results and the public results, handful of categories that were really closely contested. And it's going to be fun to see how it fleshes out, and the winners, if there's surprise. I'm always curious, the conversation, the audience. Sometimes I wish I was sitting in the audience to hear the conversation going on about, they expected this to win or this person won. Or my kids make predictions on all of them, and they have bets as to who's going to win, who is going to get the most right. Does that shock you?
No, not at all.
Not at all.
It's always a contest.
Yes. So some of our most hotly contested categories were male athlete of the year, female athlete of the year, jumper of the year, which in that category we ended up with 7 nominees.
That's how good that field is.
Yep. Freestyle jump's amazing. Chick hauler of the year was hotly contested. We had some new blood in there as well as some veterans to the category. Mm-hmm. Small team of the year was a tight one. That's always fun. I love the small team of the year category because those are teams that don't always get recognized for their successful seasons, and success looks different for everybody, regardless of team size. But these small teams some of them are thriving in the best ways, and so that's a fun category. Best performer over 50 was a tight one.
Well, that group just keeps getting bigger.
Yeah, because people keep getting older. But they also keep getting better. People are skiing better into their 50s. Like, the talent
because they want to win that award. That's why.
They do.
We've given them motivation.
Oh, all right. That's cool. Best pub team was hotly contested, and best showmanship male was a tight one. And so those, like, as I look back at the results, those are the categories that were tighter than some of the others. All were interestingly close in a lot of ways, but it's going to be fun to watch the night play out, the way the drama builds through the night. We've got our guest presenters as well, a host of those. So if you've never been to the award show before, we reveal live on stage the winner. These winners are not announced in advance. For about half of the categories, Adam and I present the winner. And for about half, we have guest presenters, often winners from the past in that category or other show ski stars you probably know who they are going to be on stage presenting some awards. And so that'll be fun.
All right. And we have, Matt, a lot of nominations, obviously, for 32 different awards, but there's a good chunk of people that were nominated for not 1, not 2, but 3 individual awards, not including like team act type awards. These are just individuals nominated for 3 awards. So, if we just kind of run through the list, Lily Roman's got 3 nominations. Ava Schlichting has 3. Paige Pashina has 3. Ben Walker, 3. Ethan Scholda, 3. Bryson Mace, 3. Sarah Fedorowicz has 3. And Faith Dix has 3 nominations. Yeah. It's quite a group.
What a group. There. Like the seasons they had. Capped off by, now multiple nominations. And like you said, some of them are also a part of other award categories, like best, most outstanding act or something like that. They were a part of that. Like, I'm thinking the Team USA ladies, Paige and Sarah and Faith, they're all up for an award in most outstanding act, the Team USA girls montage. Mm-hmm. And so some of them are involved in more, which is super cool. And some of the team stuff, Bryson, Rock Aqua Jays are up for Jump Team of the Year and things of that nature. So all these guys, phenomenal seasons, and it's going to be fun to see the awards, to see so many people in the room. We've got ticket sales are closed online, but you can still buy tickets at the door, and we're very near. We're probably going to hit the same number we had last year, which was a full house. Like 300's kind of our baseline. Our first couple years, we were in the low 200s of attendees for the award show. As this grew, the last couple years we've been 300 or above in that ballroom, and that's a lot of people attending an award show. And we're just about there. If you have not bought your tickets, you need to get yourself there, and you can buy them starting at 4 p.m. on Friday at Think Tank, and get yourself in that room for the award show, because it's going to be fun.
Yeah. And just, note that it's a lot of people in one room, and we're giving out 32 awards. The bar is going to be set outside of the room, correct?
Yep.
So if you're going to socialize during the award show, just do it outside of the room because, like I said, it's a packed house. And oftentimes, if there's too much chatter going on in the back of the room, people are missing the content that's happening at the front of the room. And, they paid money for that.
A lot of them are there,
and they want to be there. And they're there for the award show. But I understand,
some of them have been nominated and they want to see themselves in that video
Yep.
production. And if people are congregating in the back of the room and making it noisy, it gets to be problematic. So just out of respect to all the people in attendance, the bar's outside the room. If you want to have conversations, take it outside. We do not serve food or have a dinner at this event. If you haven't been, we have an array of desserts that'll be out, cheesecakes and cookies and brownies. So we will have some of that stuff. There is a cash bar available. The Chula bartenders do a great job. And so you'll have all of that at your disposal, and then you're going to have a fantastic award show. Look nice, cocktail attire, get dressed up, and come socialize. We have a cocktail hour from 7 to 8.
Yep.
So the bar will be open starting at 7. Come hang out, come socialize. Get yourself in a seat in the room by 8 so that we're ready to rock because we're starting on time. This will be the show in total will probably be about 2 hours, maybe just under. And we're really looking forward to it. So.
Yeah, and we'll give people plenty of notice, like, a countdown, like when we're going to start the show, because you want to be in your seat, because that highlight video is going to be awesome, and that's just it's a fantastic way to kick off the show, and it's going to be a great night.
Yep. So, thank you again to Cathy for coming on talking about Think Tank. We're excited for this weekend. Think Tank, the award show, all the things going on. Thank you to our episode sponsors today, Flyman Skis, custom-made jump skis, featherboard swivel skis at affordable prices. Get yours at flymanskis.com. The Board Shop, go to Lake Geneva, visit their shop, or shop online for summer or winter board sports gear at bswake.com. In addition to those two sponsors who are also primary award show sponsors, we also have Sega Sports and Championship Awards who are sponsors of the podcast and the award show. So thank you to them as well.
And, of course, thanks again to all of our listeners and our viewers. This is Matt and Adam, and this is The Ski Show.
Thank you for listening to The Ski Show, the ultimate show ski podcast with Matt and Adam. If you have questions or ideas for the show, find us on social media or message us at theskishowpodcast@gmail.com.